Hello gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another video. And man, oh baby, you guys know what I love when it comes to action RPGs? There's only one thing in the world better than deep combat system. Good combat, fun mechanics, nice spammy hack and slash kind of stuff. As bad as that may sound when you call it spammy, I gotta find another word for it. But I love being able to just Devil May Cry style slice and dice enemies in a new one. But there's one thing that gets better than deep combat. When you have a deep combat and deep story in an RPG, that's ooh. Now before we get into talking about this one, big special thank you to I Games for sponsoring this video and hooking me up with a review key for Hindsight 2020, The Wrath of Rakasha. I'm not even going to try and say that, but the Racket of Rakasha. That's what I'm going to call them. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but if I'm not, please forgive me. And this is a really, really crazy action RPG. I've never tried anything like this before, and this one is definitely one that you guys need to check out. Now, the gameplay I'm giving you guys right here is me doing one of the very early game boss fights. And I'm also playing it, showcasing gameplay on the Xbox Series S. Now, this has native Xbox Series S support, plays at a very high frame rate, very smooth, very stable. A little bit of jittering here and there during combat, or at least during the tutorial for the game anyway. I noticed it smoothened up a lot once you got a little bit later in the game, but just a heads up, a little something I figured I'd note there, because the tutorial is one of the first things you play, and if you see the combat get a little bit jittery, that could give you a bad impression for the rest of the game. But I don't know, for some reason there are just some small instances in the tutorial where the combat just jitters and dips just a little bit, but after that it smooths out. I don't know what the issue or bug is there, but I just figured I would make that noted and say that. So Hindsight 2020, The Wrath of Rakasha. You are playing a character who has accidentally brought upon some type of catastrophe upon his town. I don't want to go too deep into it and give out any spoilers, hence why I kind of picked out this gameplay here, so you guys wouldn't get too much into spoiler territory. But basically what happens is he is given a second chance to right the wrongs that brought upon this catastrophe in the town in the first place. And the cool thing is, right, every single playthrough that you do has choices. I'm talking about you can decide, whether to kill a boss or let them be, or, any type of NPC you run into or whatever, like different enemies and stuff like that. You have actions that have consequences and switch up the flow and the story of the game. And the cool thing about it is, I guess if it's kind of like a New Game Plus system you can look at, you can go through in your next playthrough and try and reverse your own wrongs from what you believed was the right thing to do in the story. It's just one of the most crazy things I have ever seen in a game in general. And I thought, this was a really cool concept, and not to mention the combat. The combat in here is deep. It's hack and slash. It's fun. You have two different options you can pick from when you get into most fights in here. It's a type of baton and a sword. Now, me personally, you guys know me, I'm a sword guy, all right? So I'm going to pick the sword 99% of the time. I haven't even messed with the baton yet because, I see that big long blade. I want it. That's my style. But yeah, needless to say, the combat in here is fun and is very customizable with different abilities and stuff like that you can do. You do have a stamina bar system. There is a really cool dodging mechanic you have here as well. So not only is it, that real fun, fast-paced hack and slash combat, but it's also skill-based too. You can't just run in, all crazy powerful like a nutbag and just, slice and dice your way through anything. You definitely got to pace yourself out. Like, for example, during this boss fight, you guys will see me being a little bit spammy with the dodge ability just to avoid the boss's attack and stuff like that. But I do have to pace it out. I do have to be careful because your stamina can run out and it can leave you vulnerable to pretty big attacks and stuff like that. But guys, this game, man, it is really a fun one, and I would definitely recommend that you guys check this out. Like, just imagine setting the pace for a game like it's I'm not going to say it's like you're developing a game, but just imagine, you're playing an RPG and you set the pace of the story. The story doesn't go how you want it to your first playthrough. You have the option to go through on another playthrough and right your own wrongs. And you can just keep doing that and doing that and doing that over and over and over. I mean, it's when I put it like that way, I know it sounds repetitive, but just, the way they went about building this, and, because you're trying to fix the main character's issues and problems in the first place, you can go on by making things better, or depending on how you play, you can make things even worse. Like the boss fight here, for example, I decided to kill this guy, just because he did something pretty bad. If you're reading the text in the video, then you can see and you pretty much got an idea of what he's done. But he did something wrong. I thought he deserved to be sliced down. But there are just instances like this where you can decide whether you want to let the person go, or if you just want to finish them. And speaking of that, some of the finishers you get in this game with the attacks and stuff, man, whoo, fire. And it's got a really unique art style too, definitely kind of different, made with the Unity engine. It's got like one of those old school action RPG kind of feels. Like some of the combat in here even reminded me a little bit of Brave Fencer Musashi on the PlayStation 1. If that may sound crazy to a lot of people, but some of the combat style and some of the different things you can do in here just reminded me of that, just a little bit. And that is one of my favorite games of all time. But man, I'm telling you guys, if you like RPGs where your decisions and things like that impact a lot of the game's outcomes and things, you're definitely gonna want to check this out. And even if if that's not your kind of thing and you just like good smooth action combat, check it out. Trust me, Hindsight 2020 is definitely one that I would recommend for you guys to play. I'm having a ton of fun with this game. I just started, just a few days ago. I'm already about 15 hours in, and I'm really loving it. Let me know what you guys think from what you're seeing down in the comments below. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed today's video, smash that like button. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Take care.